and welcome along to the match where it's a derby for Real Madrid this weekend. The Whites making the short trip down to Vallecas to take on Rayo Vallecano on Saturday evening. Sid Lowe is with me as ever to preview the game. And Sid, trips to Vallecas for the big boys can sometimes be tricky.
Theoretically, the nature of the stadium, which is very small, which only has 3 sides, the nature of the fans, which are very noisy, the demands that Rayo, I think, place on their players in terms of the way they play can make life complicated. But to be honest with you, I think on the face of it, at least, this Rayo Vallecano side is suited to Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid will find the spaces that perhaps other teams wouldn't give them, because this is a Rayo Vallecano side that's very, very daring, very dynamic, and at times pays for that.
More on Rayo to come, but first, of course, Real Madrid hit 7 goals past Sevilla midweek in a 7-3 victory at the Santiago Bernabeu. Really was a very good overall performance.
It was just an extraordinary game, and it's impossible to know where to start, because the first time there was 10 goals in a Real Madrid game at the Bernabeu since 1967. Cristiano Ronaldo scores a hat-trick, Benzema and Bale get 2 each, Ivan Rakitic scores 2. He, by the way, had a brilliant game, and there was over 30 shots. It was just a completely insane match, and it was one of those games where, while the final score 7-3 makes it sound like Real Madrid were comfortable, there was a period when actually there was a game. You know, Real Madrid 3-0 up, suddenly it's 3-2, 4-2 up, then it goes to 5-2, then it goes to 5-3, then Sevilla have a penalty for 5-4, and at that stage you're thinking, this is ridiculous. We might actually see kind of a 5 or 6 goal scoring draw. In the end, Madrid came through. I thought Madrid in the first half an hour, by far and away the best I've seen them. Over the course of the game, in an attacking sense, they were superb, although I think the way that Sevilla played suited them. Ancelotti afterwards said that it lacked balance. Now, of course, it did lack balance from Madrid's point of view, but there's a bit of me that, as a fan, as someone who just wants to enjoy the game, thinks, forget balance. Who cares about balance when there's been 10 goals?
Absolutely, there was 10 goals, plenty of entertainment, and 3 points for Real Madrid on Wednesday evening. Right, speaking of Carlo Ancelotti, let's hear from the manager who's been speaking at the pre-match press conference ahead of that game with Rayo.
Il partito di mañana es un derby e todos los derby.
Saturday's game is a derby, and derbies are always special. It's true that Real Madrid have won on their last 5 visits to Vallecas, but every one of those games has been highly contested. I'm confident that we will put in a good performance, playing with the right attitude, and my players will be fully focused on trying to maintain our good recent form. We need to win, and hopefully we will do exactly that by playing good football.
Necesitamos ganar mostrando un buen juego.
Carlo Ancelotti speaking at the pre-match press conference. Now, one of the things Carlo confirmed in that press conference was that Xabi Alonso was going to start for Real Madrid on Saturday. Let's see who Sid thinks is also going to start for Real Madrid, and just talk us through the side quickly.
Well, the first thing to say is that I wasn't expecting Xabi Alonso to start, so we actually did alter this team sheet from what I was thinking about this morning. Obviously, I don't want to give away the trade secrets, but one of the things that's been interesting about Ancelotti this year is he has been very clear about things. Beyond that, I think Ronaldo, Benzema and Bale worked so well the other night that it would be a surprise if they didn't start together, even though there was a slight feeling, wasn't there, I think that you and me both felt that in 3 games in 7 days that Bale wouldn't start all of them. But he looked so strong the other night. He played 90 minutes, so I think he'll probably be given another go, although it wouldn't surprise me at all if he was taken off after 50 or 60 to make sure he's fully fit for Juventus, which is what comes next, of course. That then raises a question about what you do about Angel Di Maria. I suspect you leave him on the bench and you play Isco, but it wouldn't surprise me hugely if we saw Di Maria in that position. Khedira with Alonso, not least because Ancelotti has said that he doesn't think Alonso and Iyad can play together, which I think is interesting, because I think there is a chance that they could, but he believes they can't. And then at the back, well, then you've got that question mark of whether it's Varane, Pepe, Ramos. We've gone for Pepe and Ramos, and Carvajal instead of Arbeloa.
OK, so that's who Sid thinks is going to start for Real Madrid on Saturday evening against Rayo Vallecano at the unique Estadio Vallecas. Let's talk a little bit about Rayo Vallecano, our opponents on Saturday evening, because let's face it, it hasn't been the best season for them. They've lost 8 out of 11 matches and they've conceded 27 goals so far.
Yeah, 4-3, 5-5, 4. These are the goals they've conceded in some of their games this year, and they've been... I think they've been a great team to watch in many ways, because they've been very bold, they've pressured very hard at the pitch, they've wanted to keep the ball, but they have, to use their coach's own phrase, committed suicide too often. He said after one game that the problem is it's not that other teams do us damage, it's that we're damaging ourselves time and time again, and that we're making mistakes, and that he believes that they because the mistakes are so clear and so obvious, they're relatively simple to fix. The problem is that after that really bad period, and they recovered, and you thought they were okay, and you thought they were starting to find their feet, they've then gone on another bad run. I think it's 3 defeats in a row since that period, and it's not quite working for them. I think they'll be okay, but they are in trouble at the moment, second bottom, 3 points ahead of Almeria at the bottom of the table, and they do need to get things right. That said, there is always this assumption that because they're attacking, because they concede a lot of goals, that necessarily is the wrong approach. I don't necessarily think their approach is wrong, but at the moment they're not applying it very well.
Well, Rayo Vallecano against Real Madrid is an 8 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Let's take you through all the other matches in Spain this weekend and get Sid's all-important predictions for match week 11 in the Spanish top flight. It's a Catalan derby on Friday evening, Barcelona against Espanyol.
Barcelona.
Real Sociedad host Osasuna in a Basque-ish derby.
With Osasuna really improving up to 16th now, but Real Sociedad.
Almeria got their first win of the season midweek at Valencia. They host Valladolid.
And I'm being really bold here. I think Almeria might get another one. They've actually played okay this season, Almeria.
So you've gone for Almeria there. Rayo Vallecano against Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Sevilla against Celta.
Sevilla. At home, not a bad side at all at home.
Getafe up to 4th in the table, 5 wins out of 6, hosting a Valencia side in trouble.
Yeah, Valencia side in trouble and a manager in trouble as well. So if Valencia lose, Djukic could be out of a job, and I'm going to go for a Valencia defeat. Getafe to win that.
Atletico Madrid against Athletic Bilbao could be a good one.
And they just keep on keeping on, don't they? Atletico playing really, really well. A little fortunate in Granada, but I'm going for Atletico to win again.
Levante hosting Granada.
That's got 0-0 written all over it, draw.
Malaga hosting Betis, 2 sides in real trouble.
Betis' manager in trouble as well, Pepe Mel. I'm going for Malaga.
And the Monday night game isn't Athletic Bilbao, it's Elche against Villarreal.
And Elche up to 10th, playing reasonably well. I'm going for a draw in that, much as I really do enjoy watching Villarreal play.
OK, so those are Sid's predictions for match week 12. Hope you've enjoyed this edition of The Match. The match in question is Rayo Vallecano against Real Madrid, an 8 p.m. kickoff on Saturday evening. Until next time, adios.